So we want to talk about the actor's routine. What does a day in the life of an actor look like, or a year in the life of an actor? What do they do? And there are three basic things that being an actor consists of. Three basic tasks: actors audition, actors attend rehearsals, and actors perform. And these are three very separate things. So, first, actors audition. The only way an actor can get a job, a performance job, is through auditioning. And actors audition all of the time. It's not something that actors are paid for, but it is still part of the job because you don't get your next paying job until you have been chosen, and the way actors are chosen is by auditioning. Now, the purpose of an audition is for the actor to demonstrate to the director and casting agents how well they can fulfill the available role. And every play doesn't have a role for every actor. That's important to think about. So if the play calls for 3 men and I clearly present as female, I'm not going to be cast in that show no matter how badly I want and need that job, right? But I'm going to do my best to demonstrate to these actors and casting agents how well I can fulfill the available roles, the roles that I could fit. Now, in order to do that, actors prepare several monologues for any given audition, and those monologues have to be able to be performed on call. Sometimes actors put together a monologue menu. So monologues are short speeches that are included in plays or movies that aren't interrupted by other characters. And what this shows the director is that you can say memorized words with some level of sincerity, that you have some practice in delivery and timing. It lets them see how you use your body with these memorized words and stuff like that. Monologues can be comedic. They can be serious. They can show really quirky characters. They can show really normal characters. But it also is showing that the actor can work within a time limit. Very often, an audition will call for the actors to perform 2 contrasting monologues that are 1 to 2 minutes each. If the actor goes over, they usually don't get the job, right? So an audition, your goal is to demonstrate that you can fill that role. The first thing an actor will do in an audition is present 1 or 2 monologues. And the second thing an actor will do is read from the script. Sometimes this is done in a second audition. They're called callbacks. But not always, but sometimes. And so actors will read from the script. What will happen is they will be handed a page from the script, and they'll be asked to perform it as sincerely and fluidly as possible without having practiced or rehearsed. And often these scenes are performed with somebody else. We also call them cold readings. We call them cold readings because the actor hasn't necessarily had time to practice it, right? It's cold. Directors do this because they like to see which actors look good together. Like, do they just physically look like they belong together? Do these actors interact well? Do they have chemistry? Stuff like that. All of these, we're looking for ease in role, we're looking for naturalness, we're looking for chemistry with other actors. And that's the audition. It can be pretty nerve-wracking, but it can also be a lot of fun. If the actor is chosen from the audition, then they will move on to rehearsal. So if we're looking at customary American professional theater, the rehearsal time, you're looking at 3 to 5 weeks in rehearsal. Those rehearsals will be about 40 hours per week, and then they go into a week of previews. So previews are where the performance is mostly done, but the actors still need to practice with an audience. One of the things that happens, and it's one of the things that we talk about when we talk about what constitutes theater versus what constitutes film and other mediums, is the audience can become another player. The audience affects the timing. If the actor says something and the audience laughs, the actor has to be able to rebound from that interaction, because that is a level of interaction. And so that's what happens in previews, is the actors start to adjust their performance based on how audiences react to what they have prepared. In rehearsals, that's those 3 to 5 weeks of rehearsals, the actors do a couple of things. The actors discover the character's biographies, subtext, thoughts, feelings, fears, fantasies, and the world envisioned by the playwright. So a lot of times what'll happen is the actor will read the script before rehearsals even start. They will start to make choices. But as the actors play through the scene with the director guiding the exploration and with the input of other actors who are hyper-focusing on their characters, the actors start to have conversations and they start to make more discoveries. Oh, this is the why. Oh, that's how it feels to be in this scene. Oh, it's not how I imagined it. And so they start to have a really lovely give and take. And they start to put together what that individual character feels. But all of that is done in collaboration with the director and the other actors. Another thing actors do during rehearsals, and often before rehearsals, actors will memorize their lines. They'll come in off book if they are in an equity house. In rehearsals, you'll learn blocking, and that blocking is where I walk from here, point A to point B, when I say these words. I sit on the chair when I say this, and stage business. So stage business is how do they interact with props? What do I do while Bob says da-da-da? And rehearsal processes are very often discovery processes. So a lot of these choices will be made, and then once other elements are added in, oh, we're going to have a light there. Oh, you can't do that anymore. So the actors have to relearn quickly and change over that course of rehearsal. Over rehearsals, you're also experimenting with acting techniques. You're learning how to work with that director. You're learning the director's vision. You're really digging into the text. So the actor may have done some analysis on their own, but now we're doing analysis that is guided by that director's vision of what the larger scope is. And the actors start to become secure in performance through repetition. So even though actors have to be ready to relearn quickly if changes are discovered over the course of rehearsal, one of the goals of rehearsal is to start to set things, to start to establish, okay, when I do this, you do that, and start to set up those patterns and memorize that. And all the while maintaining some level of sincerity. And then finally, actors are going into performance. So once the show goes into performance mode, there may still be discovery, but the goal of the performance is to perform what was discovered in rehearsal, what was decided in rehearsal, those things that were set, to perform those things faithfully and with sincerity the same way every time. So actors are maintaining what was crafted in performance, and you're looking at timing, you're looking at blocking, you're looking at the way a line was said, you're looking at the connections between the performers. But performance also includes the audience. So performers are learning how to engage the audience in that performance. In performance, actors are listening to the responses. They start to ride the laughter, stuff like that. And they're maintaining this high level of spontaneity. So those are the 3 things that actors do. A day in the life of an actor, or a year in the life of an actor. You're looking at auditions, you're looking at rehearsals, and you're looking at performances.